Imagine a world where everyone speaks the same language. No translators, no misunderstandings, no "sorry, what did you say?" Every word is understood, every sentence connects, every idea spreads like wildfire. Now picture this. The Great Flood is over. Noah and his family have survived. The earth is fresh, quiet, open, waiting. Generations pass, children grow, families expand, and humanity begins to spread across the land once again. But instead of scattering across the world like God had instructed, something different happens. The people move together. They travel east, and they find it, a wide, flat plain in a land called Shinar. Perfect land, open space, room to build, room to grow, room to dream. And here's the key: they are united. One people, one language, one voice. There is power in unity. They can share ideas instantly. They can organize quickly. They can build faster than ever before. And that's when someone has an idea, not just a small idea, a massive one. "Come," they say, "let's make bricks. Let's build ourselves a city." That sounds normal enough, right? But then comes the real plan. Let's build a tower that reaches to the heavens. A tower so tall it pierces the sky. A tower that says, "Look at us." A tower that makes a name for ourselves. Because deep down, they're afraid. They say, "Otherwise we'll be scattered across the earth." They don't want to spread out. They don't want to depend on God's direction. They want control, security, recognition. So they invent stronger bricks. They use tar instead of mortar. They design, they measure, they organize. The plain of Shinar begins to transform. Dust rises, voices shout instructions, hammers strike, brick upon brick upon brick, and slowly, the tower begins to rise, higher than any structure humanity has ever built. From the ground, it looks unstoppable. From the top, it feels powerful. The people look at what they've made and feel proud. But while they're busy building up, heaven is watching. And what happens next will change the course of human history forever. Subscribe and click the bell for more like. The tower keeps rising, brick by brick, floor by floor. The people work together like a single machine. They shout to each other, pass up supplies, mix more mortar. Excitement fills the air. Dreams feel within reach. But here's the thing. In their excitement, they start to forget something important: God's plan. Remember, God had told people to fill the earth, to spread out, explore, and live across the land. But now, the people are trying to make a name for themselves. They want to be self-sufficient. They want their own power. They want to stay in one place, safe and strong. And that's when the trouble begins. God looks down from heaven. He sees the city, the tower, and the pride in their hearts. He sees how united they are and realizes that nothing will be impossible for them if they continue like this. So God decides to intervene, but not with anger, with wisdom. He says, if as one people with one language they begin to do this, nothing they plan will be impossible for them. Come, let's go down and confuse their language, so they will not understand each other. The next day, something incredible happens. Voices that once spoke clearly to each other now sound strange. Words that once made sense now feel like gibberish. Instructions get mixed up. Orders are misunderstood. People argue. Bricks are dropped. Plans fall apart. The mighty tower starts to stall. Teams that work together seamlessly now bicker. Frustration grows. Confusion spreads. Slowly, the people realize, we can't finish this tower. Some try to shout instructions to friends, but no one understands. Some try to organize the bricks, but their helpers are lost in translation. The tower, that symbol of pride and power, becomes a monument to confusion. Finally, people begin to scatter. East, west, north and south. Families separate. Communities divide. The plain of Shinar becomes quieter. The city is abandoned. The tower remains unfinished, a stark reminder of what happens when pride and disobedience take over. And from that day on, humanity is no longer one language, one voice, one plan. They are many. They are diverse. They are scattered across the earth, just as God intended. So, what can we learn from the story of the Tower of Babel? First, pride and trying to be like God, or make a name for ourselves without following His guidance, can lead to confusion and failure. The people worked hard, they were united, but their hearts were focused on themselves, not on God's plan. Second, God's plan is bigger than our plans. He had instructed humanity to spread across the earth, to explore, grow, and care for the world. By trying to stay in one place and control everything, the people missed out on the life God intended for them. Third, diversity is part of God's design. Different languages, cultures, and ideas are not a mistake. They are a blessing. Because of what happened at Babel, humanity became rich in perspectives, traditions, and creativity. And finally, it's a reminder for all of us. Unity is powerful, but it must be guided by wisdom and humility. Working together is good, but when pride drives our teamwork, even the strongest foundations can crumble. The unfinished tower stands as a silent lesson. Success without humility and obedience is fragile. Ambition without guidance can lead to confusion. And sometimes, God's ways, even when they feel confusing, are for our long-term good. So the next time you face a big challenge or dream a huge dream, remember the people of Babel. Aim high, work hard, but stay humble. Follow wisdom. Follow guidance. And don't forget that the path God has for you may be bigger than the plan you've made for yourself.